Tonight on News 5 Live, a man is murdered by thieves in Teakettle, sparking safety concerns in the community. Will the date for the general elections finally be announced tomorrow? The Senate debates the controversial appointment of Maria Rodriguez as the new Auditor General. Gabriel, the 6-year-old who drowned at the hangar, is laid to rest. And in Super Bowl madness, meet the Belizean-American dancer who rocked the stage with Kendrick Lamar at halftime. These stories and more are coming up in the next 60 seconds.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, February 10th. I am Sabrina Daly. Tonight, a family in Teakettle village is mourning, and the community is in shock after a tragic murder early Sunday morning. 48-year-old Santiago Rajo was fatally shot while trying to protect his brother, Thomas Rajo, from home invaders. According to the family, the robbers broke into Thomas's home, attacked him and his family, and then fled on his motorcycle. Just moments after their escape, Santiago was shot and killed. News 5's Brittany Gordon brings us the story.
In the early hours of Sunday morning, Thomas Rajo got out of bed to use the bathroom when he was suddenly hit on the back of his head and attacked. It was then that he realized, to his horror, that his home had been broken into.
So
3 guys dressed in black arrived at my house, completely covering their faces. At that moment, I had gotten up to use the bathroom outside at around 1:30 in the morning when they were passing near or in front of my house. And when I realized, they had already grabbed me from behind, threatened me with a gun and hit me on the back. Then my wife came out and one of them grabbed her, took her into the dark, manhandled her, and threw her to the ground. They kicked her. One of them, the one who did that, also tried to abuse her. That's what she told me after the men left.
The intruders demanded valuables like cell phones and money. When Thomas's son told them they had nothing valuable to give, the men started attacking them. The situation escalated dramatically when one of the intruders pointed a loaded gun at Thomas's head.
Me patearon, me tiraron al suelo y me patearon.
So they kicked me, threw me to the ground and kicked me. And my son, crying, begging, told them not to kill me, not to continue hitting me because I wasn't doing anything to them. We didn't owe them anything. And one of them, well, I think he took pity, I don't know, told the one who was hitting me and who threatened me and hit me with a gun, I think it was a 9mm, and then he checked it and put it in my head, and he was going to shoot me. And one of them told him to calm down, relax, relax, were the others' words. And he told them to leave. The guy who had me against the ground, well, he kind of reacted at that moment and stopped hitting me. And then they went outside and took the motorcycle that I had stored in a ranch.
After the intruders fled, Thomas hurried to his brother's house, already alerted by his wife. The brothers began combing the area to see if the intruders were still around. Santiago was somehow spotted by the men and fatally shot just a few feet from his home. According to Santiago's wife, Rosa Rajo, she had heard 2 gunshots but didn't realize her husband had been the one shot.
He got up and he went outside. His brother came running by and said, "They gone through this road." He said, "Call," but I did not hear what name he said to call. The next thing I knew that I came inside looking for my phone to see if I could get any image from noise from motorcycle behind my yard. But as I was putting on the Wi-Fi on my phone, I just heard the 2 gunshots. And I heard somebody was groaning, so I ran out there thinking it was my brother-in-law, but when I reached there, it was my husband.
Several family members and village residents say crime has been increasing lately, but they claim the police have done little to stop it. Raja points out that the nearest police station is in Roaring Creek. ACP Gilberto Romero says several men known to the police have been detained.
Okay, on Sunday, the 9th day of February 2025, police responded to a shooting incident at Teakettle village. Upon their arrival, they found the lifeless body of Santiago Rajo with gunshot injuries. Information received that 3 male persons arrived at the house of Thomas Rajo and asked for the key for his motorcycle, and he mentioned to them that he did not have any key. Thereafter, he was hit on the face. The male persons then got on the motorcycle and they rode off, at which point Thomas Rajo called out for his brother Santiago Rajo, who came out of the house. And at that point, one of the male persons on the motorcycle shot him several times. We have several persons in custody for this investigation.
The tragic event has touched more than just Santiago's immediate family. Rosa shares that Santiago was a devout man who dedicated his life to the church and the community. When he wasn't working cutting grass, he was either at church or spending time with his family. His loss is deeply felt by everyone who knew him.
He was the first elder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Arizona. And we have been working here for a few years. And he has been known to the villagers as a good person because he always out there helping in whatever form he could.
Santiago had lived in Teakettle with his family for over 21 years, serving God and providing for them. Thomas says he plans to spend the rest of his life honoring his brother's legacy. Santiago's dedication to his faith and family left a lasting impact on everyone who knew him.
My brother was something exemplary for me. He always encouraged me and supported me. It was he who brought me to this country of Belize. 15 years ago, I stayed here, and it was with his support that I have been here, and we really got along very well. And in cases like this, well, what we are going through right now, it is something sad, regrettable, but we leave the rest to God so that He is the one in charge of doing justice to each one of them who did that to my brother.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Last Friday in Ladyville, Gerald Sutherland was shot on Perez Road. Unfortunately, the police have no leads to catch the shooter. Sutherland told the police he realized he was shot while walking, but couldn't identify who did it.
On Friday, the 7th day of February 2025, police responded to a shooting on Paris Road in Ladyville. Upon their arrival, they learned that the email person had been taken to the KHMH. They visited the KHMH where they found Gabriel Sutherland with gunshot injuries. He reported that he was walking on Paris Road when he heard several shots coming from an area near some bushes. He could not see who shot him. He is listed in a stable condition at the KHMH at this time.
And he has no idea why somebody
No, he said he has no idea why someone wanted to shoot him.
Earlier today, residents in Lake Independence captured a disturbing incident involving a masked man wielding a knife. In the first video, a special patrol unit officer confronts the man, shoving him in the neck and causing him to fall into a nearby drain. The officer then gets into a police vehicle while the masked man chases after it with an object in hand. In another video, the man appears at the Mahogany Street precinct with a knife, swinging at a flagpole before entering the building. A police officer in civilian clothes approached from behind and strikes him on the arm with a baton, after which a team of officers subdues him. The cause of the incident remains unclear. Coming up, KHMHA Workers Union stages protest to demand pension benefits.
Belize is our home, a land of promise and opportunity. At Belize Government Lotteries Limited, we're not just about luck, we're about making a difference. Through our partnership with the National Health Insurance, your support allows us to strengthen healthcare systems, bringing quality medical services to communities across Belize. We're empowering our youth by funding programs in sports, because every child deserves a chance to shine. When you participate in Belize Government Lotteries, you're not just playing, you're investing in the future of our nation. Together, we're building healthier, happier, and stronger communities. For we fun, for we profits, for we Bolido.
In 2024, Belize stands strong, progressing with determination under Plan Belize. Together we are building a safer, more prosperous nation, guided by vision, resilience, and innovation. To ensure safety and accountability, we appointed the Firearms and Ammunition Control Board. With modernized systems, international best practices, and tighter oversight, we are revolutionizing firearm regulations for the protection of every Belizean. With the new Lotus Wellness Center and nationwide police station upgrades, we're transforming how we support those who serve and protect us. In 2024, we took that commitment even further, empowering 96 more police officers to become first-time landowners, bringing the total number of land titles issued to over 400. Through a collaboration between the Ministries of Home Affairs, Natural Resources, and the Belize Police Association, we're not only investing in their mental and emotional well-being, but also in their long-term stability. Because a supported and secure force is a stronger force. At the Fort Belize Forensic Science Symposium, we showcased how data drives progress. From reducing gender-based violence to advancing DNA legislation, we're enhancing citizen security and strengthening public trust through science and innovation. Belize's future is also green and growing. By reactivating the Hemp Industry Oversight Committee, we're positioning Belize as a leader in hemp research, marketing, and investment, creating new opportunities for sustainable economic growth. In 2024, we proved once again that hard work delivers results, from public safety to economic transformation. Plan Belize is a promise we are fulfilling together. For Belize, for the future, let's keep building together.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you. I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone. late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smart or no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Design Depot, your all-in-one destination for transforming your living spaces. Explore the world of GE with our selection of cutting-edge appliances for functional, convenient, and modern living. Find solutions for every paint project, from home to industrial, with our extensive selection of Sherwin-Williams paints and coatings. Safeguard your home with the durability of our weather-resistant windows and doors. Elevate your kitchen and bath with the timeless elegance of Kohler sinks and faucets.
Will the date for the general election finally be announced tomorrow? During today's special sitting of the Upper House, lead opposition Senator Mike Parafit hinted that Prime Minister John Briceño might make an announcement soon. This comes as letters are being filed about the long-delayed redistricting exercise. Parafit's comments followed the government's move to borrow $100 million ahead of the general election.
There are certain things you just shouldn't do, Madam President. You don't come to the National Assembly 1 month before an election and ask the National Assembly, oh, it will be announced tomorrow. You didn't hear? Oh, all right. You'll catch up. You don't come here at the end of your term to borrow $106 million. No, man. We don't know if the Belizean people will validate the mandate they gave you in 2020. You have no right to borrow in the name of the Belizean people for something that can wait, since there's a difference between disbursement and borrowing, no? You don't wait. Huh? No, it's 101. Huh? Not 2.0. And, Madam President, you wait to get the blessing of the Belizean people that they've believed in you for you to have the right to borrow another $106 million. Because quite frankly, Madam President, the people don't see it. And all these things in these other papers and the explanation given by Senator Courtney is so good, but we don't believe.
Tracy Tigger-Panton and the Alliance for Democracy have reached out to Moses Shine Barrow's attorney, Christopher Malcolm, expressing their willingness to mediate. In the letter, Arnold and Company, representing their client, outlined steps to ensure effective mediation as soon as possible, suggesting Thursday, February 13th for the session. They also recommended that neither party make public comments, whether on social media or to the press, about the High Court proceedings or leadership status during this period. They proposed that both parties announce their intention to mediate and refrain from further comments until mediation is complete. Panton's attorney has also requested that the court hearing scheduled for Friday be postponed while mediation is underway. Stay tuned for updates. On Saturday, around 30 members of the Carl Huester Memorial Hospital Authority Workers Union staged a brief walkout and protest on the hospital grounds. They're calling on the government to bring back a pension scheme for them, like what other public health workers have. News 5 has learned that the union members plan to give up their lunch break on Wednesday for another protest. This comes ahead of a meeting between Ministry of Health employees and union leaders. During Saturday's protest, Union President Andrew Baird told reporters they're fed up with talking about the same issue. News 5's Mariano reports.
We don't have to sit down and dialogue. All the Prime Minister have to do a stroke of a pen, say put me back in a pension scheme that government, the free pension that the public officers receive. We are public officers by the virtue of what we do. While our colleagues in the other hospital are receiving a nice pension, the employees,
you mean the other public hospital?
In the other public hospital, the employees of the National Referral Center are without a pension. The only National Referral Center are without a pension. So the government are to come to the table, or else we will have to take the necessary step. We are not going to back down until we get our pension.
On Saturday, the Carl Hirschner Memorial Hospital Workers Union, led by President Andrew Baird, issued a press release demanding the government to set up a pension scheme for hospital employees. The release explains that since KHMH became an authority, its workers have made the same sacrifices as other public sector employees, but still face uncertainty about their retirement. It highlights a provident fund for employees hired from January 1st, 2018, but notes that those who have served for over 20 years have no retirement plan. The last pension negotiation meeting was in October 2023, with no meaningful progress despite repeated efforts. Now, the employees are insisting their pension concerns be addressed.
I just want my pension all the way to the, like Mr. Baird said. We just need a pension, you know. We just want a pension and thing, just that.
How much?
You know,
how much does it mean for you? You are not 20 years old.
Well, I got asthma, all of that. I have a health problem, and I still have with all of that. Many days they work and thing, you know. All the way there, so with you know, with the health problems and thing, we need a pension. That's what I got to say. We don't work for it, you know. We deserve it. We want a pension now. Today, before election.
Catch me.
What do we want? Pension! When do we want it? Now!
Lydia Blake shares that she's been braving the challenges as a healthcare worker at the KHMH since 2013. Last card 321.
I have served in the government. My pension is there waiting for me when I'm 55. 2 more years. But if I stay with Carl Hirschner, I could work till I'm 62. And I get one next pension because the Prime Minister believes when I went to a meeting with him in December of 2021, 2020, even remember the ANO. He promised us after we don't put everything, all the things on paper there. Yes, you guys deserve a pension. Uno go get the numbers, I want to find the money. It's 2025. And we still not reach a table for sign.
News 5 understands that a meeting is scheduled for the union leaders and representatives of the Ministry of Health, but that the union plans to hold another protest on Wednesday at midday. Reporting for News 5, I am Marion Ali.
The controversial appointment of Maria Rodriguez as Belize's next Auditor General was a hot topic at today's Senate meeting. The debate, which started during Friday's House of Representatives session, continued with Senator Glenfield Dennison bringing it up in the upper house.
I have absolutely no point of reference for Maria Anel Rodriguez. I was not furnished with her resume. I was not furnished with her qualifications. I was not furnished with anything other than my little Google searches on who she was. I was also unaware, and still remain so unaware, as to the qualifications of any other applicants. I note the motion seeks to appoint Ms. Rodriguez until the age of 65. What I'm sure of, Madam President, is that any change to the Constitution could not affect her tenure if we would pass this motion. So if it is as a country we are looking at how these offices are to work with one another and the selection process is to go, then I want to respectfully suggest that we look at a sort of model where we could possibly look at appointing her in a longer tenured period than we had suggested, 4 months at the last time, but something that would not tie the people of Belize to an Auditor General who I don't know anything about for 23 years.
Business Senator Kevin Herrera, a certified public accountant, joined the debate on Rodriguez's appointment. He questioned whether Rodriguez had taken and passed the same exams he had to become qualified.
I studied accounting. I did the CPA. And when you are practicing, there are certain criteria you have to meet. There are certain exams you have to pass. And I see it in terms of the ad for the Auditor General, these things listed. But I'm not sure if the current individual, Ms. Rodriguez, I believe, Mrs. Rodriguez, I don't know if we maintained that demand that the person who we're selecting has those qualifications. Sometimes perhaps the system is not designed to work because the Accountant General is supposed to report to the Financial Secretary, and the Financial Secretary reports to the Minister of Finance. But who's holding the Accountant General accountable and keeping her on track with respect to the submission of these reports? This is a direct function of the executive, and yet they've been failing since independence on it, and no one has corrected it. There seems to be very little interest in this aspect of it, Madam President, and again, we keep on, with all the flurs and election is going, and everybody will be beating their chest about how many roads they're building, but nobody's checking about whether we're getting value for money, whether these things are being audited, but everybody feels so proud.
Prime Minister John Bersenio announced during Friday's House meeting that 2,500 first-time offenders convicted of COVID-19 and cannabis possession offenses will have their criminal records cleared. This change takes effect immediately.
I am pleased to report that over 2,500 first-time offenders, persons having a conviction for a COVID-19 offense or possession of cannabis but have no other criminal offense, will have the fines they were ordered to pay to be remitted, and their criminal records thereafter be expunged, to be removed, for it to be a thing of the past. This being gazetted, this being achieved by the gazetting earlier this morning of instruments of remissions that were signed by Her Excellency, the Governor General, on the advice of my government. This, Madam Speaker, was done in fulfillment of this administration's commitment to reforming the justice system and the criminal justice system. We continue to deliver on Plan Belize.
On Friday, the House of Representatives passed a bill to regulate the use of Belize's national symbols. The legislation targets the commercial importation, sale, and manufacturing of materials featuring these symbols. The opposition supported the bill, and the Minister of Culture, Francis Fonseca, clarified that it doesn't apply to creatives or public use.
I am a creative, and I know all about intellectual property, and I have made a fortune and had my dreams come true because of my intellectual property rights, Madam Speaker. And so the national symbols of Belize are the intellectual property of the state on behalf of the people of Belize. So this is long overdue.
Most of the progressive countries have made sure
that they have established a regulatory framework, a legal framework around their national symbols, so that they are not abused, so that they are not misused. These are our national symbols. So we have an obligation, we have a duty as a country, and certainly as a government, to ensure that we are protecting and safeguarding the use of these national symbols. So there's no effect on citizen, you flying the flag in your yard, as you do, anybody else doing that, no effect at all on that. And again, with the creative people, no impact on their use of the national symbols at all. Strictly applies to importation, manufacturing, and selling. If you're selling it, we want to make sure that you are in fact in compliance with the standards that we have set as a country for these national symbols.
After the break, little Gabriel Mariano is laid to rest. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Of economic growth and development. Trade rebounded to pre-pandemic levels by 2022, driven by increased market penetration of sugar, corn, lobster, and conch. The ministry worked to operationalize the trade agreement with Taiwan, including to be ready for the resumption of the export of shrimp, ensure that Belize benefited from expanded market access to Mexico, including for cattle, completed negotiations of a trade agreement with El Salvador, leveraged a claim through the Caribbean Court of Justice, resulting in significant increase in Belize's brown sugar sales within CARICOM, sought to re-engage Guatemala towards the expansion of the partial scope agreement, and undertook projects to streamline trade procedures and improve customs efficiency. The ministry continues to work to ensure that Belize is well positioned to take advantage of trade opportunities and to maximize the rules of trade.
Cooking just got easier with Kent Oils, your go-to choice for every dish. Available in 3 sizes and 3 great options: vegetable, corn, or canola oil. Perfect for frying, baking, sauteing, or grilling. Kent Oils deliver the quality you trust with a clean, natural flavor for all your cooking needs. Conveniently available at stores near you. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
DG, or National Telecom and the Cycling Federation of Belize, with the support of DigiWallet, the Belize City Council, M&M's Engineering, and Powerade, proudly bring you the 28th running of the Digi Valentine Cycling Tour in collaboration with the Belize Tourism Board. 3 exciting days of high energy and intense bike racing. Stage 1, Friday, February 14th, the fastest of the fastest proved themselves in the time trial on St. Thomas Street, starting at 6 p.m. Stage 2, Saturday, February 15th, the fast-paced road race starting at the Digi headquarters at 8 a.m. on St. Thomas Street in Belize City, heading to the Orange Walk roundabout and returning back to Belize City, ending at the Digi Signature store on the Philip Wilson Highway. The third and final stage takes place on Sunday, February 16th. 2 laps along the San Antonio circuit in the Mountain Pine Ridge. Takeoff time is 9 a.m. Come support your favorite elite under-23 Masters, Women and Junior riders. Can't make it out? Follow all the stages live on the Digi Facebook and Cycling Federation pages. The annual Digi Valentine Cycling Tour 2025, February 14th, 15th and 16th. Don't miss it.
It's time to wake up, move, and feel amazing. Get your heart pumping and your energy flowing with Morning Boost. A fun and dynamic workout show to kickstart your day. Whether you're a beginner or a fitness pro, we've got the moves to keep you motivated. So grab your mat, set your alarm, and let's get moving. Morning Boost. Weekdays at 6 a.m. only on Channel 5.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal. Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno. Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Today, little Gabriel Mariano was laid to rest after a funeral service at St. Martin de Porres Church. The 6-year-old Stella Maris student drowned a week ago after escaping through the school's front gate. He ran 2 miles down Freetown Road, Wilson Street, and Marine Parade to the hangar, where he slipped into the sea. Since then, the community has been vocal about the circumstances leading to the incident and critical of those who saw the child running in traffic but didn't stop him. We were there and bring you these images.
People were bringing children to Jesus, that he might touch them, but the disciples rebuked them. When Jesus saw this, he became indignant and said to them, "Let the children come to me. Do not prevent them."
Was a true foodie. His father fondly recalled that Gabriel would mischievously steal his coke and fried chicken whenever he thought no one was looking. He never said no to bananas either. They were his favorite fruit. He loved them very much, enjoying them with a Capri Sun juice while watching his cartoons. He found endless entertainment in a spoon and a clothespin. His grandmother was always looking for his missing clothespin, only to realize Gabriel had taken the whole bag and was carefully picking out his favorite one to play with. He was full of life, climbing, jumping, and always on the move. His cousin Nyla was his partner in crime. The two were always playing catch around the house. Above all, Gabriel was his father's best friend, his constant shadow, his little adventure partner. The moment he saw his dad getting ready, he would grab his footwear, eager to tag along wherever the day would take them.
At the end of Friday's House meeting, Collet area representative and former Minister of Education Patrick Faber spoke about Gabriel Oriano's tragic death. He emphasized that wearing blue for autism awareness means nothing if we don't take collective responsibility for the child's death and make the necessary changes as a society.
This society fails, and I'm sorry my friend from Belize Rural Central is not here because she would agree with me right off the bat. This society fails outrightly when we talk about how we treat not only our children with special needs, but also our adults, everybody, even those who are physically challenged. We fail, and we give a lot of lip service. Look at the amount of people, Madam Speaker, on social media who proudly wore blue yesterday. Thank God Valentine's Day is coming up soon so that they can wear red. Look at the amount though, Madam Speaker, and while that is encouraging, if you just wear blue yesterday for support the cause, even if you gave a little money, that is not enough. That is not enough if you don't have some serious desire to change something that you are doing in order to make a difference, to make the environment in which our children live. I have a 6-year-old child, and I wouldn't want to see my little baby out there running on the street. It's not an autistic child, but that would complicate the matter even more. And as a parent, it would kill me to know that my child left the school compound. And many of you who watched the news and saw that parent could have felt his pain. You shouldn't have had to go through that. So, Madam Speaker, I make the appeal. Again, I'm not here to blame anybody. This is not about who is to blame. In fact, if we want to blame, we take on the blame collectively.
At the end of Friday's House meeting, Minister of Education Francis Fonseca also highlighted the need for better security at Stella Maris School. He announced an $800,000 investment to rehabilitate and refurbish the school compound, emphasizing that the school has always been a priority for his government.
And we're absolutely committed to ensuring that something like this does not happen again. So there are immediate things we have to do. We have to address, of course, practical issues, look at security, the gate, all of these things, the fencing, the wardens, watchmen, all of those things. But, you know, I want to make the point, I know it's a late hour, but I want to make the point that, you know, Stella Maris has about 128 students. I think we have 23 teachers. We have 14 support staff, right? And then we have watchmen, wardens. So it's not, you know, we understand and have understood for a long time that these children who go there need special attention. So you see we have a big group, big team. So what happened is so tragic accident. You know, and what's unfortunate as well, and I'll end with this, is that for the past 2 years, we've been working on an entire project for Stella Maris School for upgrade and rehabilitate the project. We've already gotten the funding. I think last figure I saw it's going to be an investment of around $850,000 that we'll invest in refurbishing and rehabilitating Stella Maris School, changing the entire fence. We're going to put up a much more secure fence. We're going to make it a lot more accessible for these kids.
When we return, Belizean dances on Super Bowl stage with Kendrick Lamar.
My name is Carlton Jack Young, and I've been fishing in these waters for over 40 years. I used to work fishing from I was about 15 years old. I was the #1 fisherman for the Coop for many years. I was a member of the Fishery Advisory Board who makes decisions on these fishing areas.
Fishermen like Jack Young can tell you about a time when it seemed Belize's bounty was never ending.
And when we get alongside the boat and we check, we had 100 mutton snappers.
But he can also tell you about the alarming differences in the number of available reef fish, such as the Nassau grouper, from then to now.
The fishermen, they go out there and they sit there for hours before they could catch some of them. They are not there like they used to.
Nassau groupers reproduce between the months of December and March. To ensure a good catch the following season, fishing of Nassau groupers is closed during the spawning season and carefully regulated the rest of the year. During the open fishing season, Nassau groupers must be landed whole and may not be less than 20 inches or greater than 30 inches. In Belize, there are 13 spawning aggregation sites where Nassau groupers and other reef fish are protected. These are Rocky Point, Mauger Key, Dog Flea, Key Buckell, Northern Two Key, Sandbore, South Point, Key Glory or Emily, Northeast Point, Gladden Spit, Nicholas Key, Seal Key, and Rise and Fall Bank. Consumers have a part to play as well. By declining to purchase the critically endangered Nassau grouper, especially non-regulation size, you help ensure populations have a chance to restock. By adhering to regulations and protecting spawning sites, we can support fish stock replenishment and the livelihoods of future fishermen.
If they do it the right way, we might have it for a little longer. But if they don't do proper control, we'll lose it entirely.
Walking with my dog Luna at night feels safe because the streetlights are bright. Thanks to BL's LED streetlight project, our communities look much brighter. If you have an old fixture in your neighborhood, report it today using the BL 24/7 app. With just a few clicks, you too can help make our communities safer, brighter, and more energy efficient. Bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you. I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Belizeans across the country gathered to watch the Kansas City Chiefs face off against the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 59. The Chiefs were aiming for a historic three-peat, while the Eagles were hoping for an upset. Although American football isn't the most popular sport in Belize, Super Bowl Sunday brings its own excitement. Die-hard fans eagerly watch to see their team win, while casual viewers enjoy the commercials and the halftime show. News 5's Paul Lopez was out and about on Super Bowl Sunday to capture crowd reactions at various hangout spots. Here's his report.
As Super Bowl 59 kicked off between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, the Riverside Tavern was packed with excited spectators. This is the one time of the year when Belizeans are fully immersed in American football, whether they're cheering for the game, enjoying the memorable commercials, or eagerly awaiting the highly anticipated halftime show.
Eagles has always been my team in the league, especially when it came to Fletcher Cox. He was like one of my most idolized player a few years ago when they win the Super Bowl, as him being a defense. So I have always been stuck on them.
A touchdown from Eagles. What are you thinking right now?
We're in for the long haul, so Chiefs can come back, don't worry. If you saw the last game, the one to qualify, you know what Chiefs are made of.
The Eagles' first quarter 7-point lead certainly had Chiefs fans on the edge of their seats and the Eagles fans ecstatic.
First off, yes, the Eagles are up right now, which is great. Patrick Mahomes needs to come work for Acuity, the best call center in Belize.
It's still early. It's still the first quarter. We still have 3 more to go. There's a long game left to go, so there's still plenty of time for us to come back.
Next, we headed over to Social Lounge, where Eagles fans were thrilled as their team extended its lead. Chiefs fans, however, were still clinging to hope, relying on quarterback Pat Mahomes to turn the game around. The atmosphere was electric, with emotions running high on both sides.
I'm rooting for the underdogs this time. No Swiftie.
How do you feel about how the game is going
So far, it's going good. For me, I thought they started off a little slow, like they were playing a lot, losing the ball a lot. But this final minutes,
they're stepping it up. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Let me ask one final question. What are you most excited about, the game itself or the halftime show? You a Kendrick Lamar fan?
No, I'm not.
Patrick Mahomes all the way. I mean, he's one of the greatest right now.
This was the moment we all sat back to enjoy the highly anticipated Kendrick Lamar halftime show. The excitement in the air was palpable as everyone eagerly awaited his performance. While Kendrick Lamar's halftime show was exhilarating, the excitement wasn't over yet. A Super Bowl champion still had to be crowned. The anticipation was building as fans eagerly awaited the outcome. Going into the third, the Chiefs were down 24 points to 0 and they desperately needed a Mahomes miracle. We then made our way to the brewery to catch up with the crowd, including celebrity fan Gabriel from Passport Heavy.
It ain't looking good at all for the Chiefs. Yeah, not at all.
I guess it should take off.
You might need to take this off.
Is it surprising to you any at all that here in Belize there's a fan base and there's actually some activities surrounding Super Bowl?
Yeah, this venue and like the atmosphere, I'm definitely surprised. I was like, all right, let me go see. I'm like, oh, we got like real fans. I'm definitely surprised. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Looking at the score, if I had to put money on it, it's the Birds, baby. It's the Birds.
Early in the fourth quarter, it looked like the Eagles were on their way to a sure victory. One spectator was so confident that he even offered me a t-shirt to soften the blow of the Chiefs' impending defeat. The Eagles went on to become the Super Bowl 59 champions.
That's it, baby. Eagles all the way.
How are you feeling?
Blessed, bro. Blessed. Happy, happy, happy. Thank the family. Blessed. Can't complain.
100%, mate.
Yeah, big time. Especially with Hurts at the helm. You couldn't doubt him. He had a flawless game the whole time. Running that first touchdown in, fantastic.
We the ride or die, brother, man.
Ride or die?
Ride or die.
I rather ride than die.
No, we the dead. Yeah. Bad. Yeah. Without.
We're not win it this time or next year, right?
But I like to hide it.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
A Belizean dancer took the stage at the Super Bowl yesterday. On Sunday night, tens of millions of people worldwide tuned in to watch one of the most highly anticipated sporting events in the United States. This year's halftime show featuring musical guest Kendrick Lamar was a major highlight. Among his dancers was 18-year-old Adia Viltz, a Belizean American University student. News 5's Brittany Gordon spoke with her today about this once-in-a-lifetime experience.
18-year-old Adia Viltz couldn't have imagined she'd be dancing on one of the world's biggest stages. But everything changed when her school sent out an email urging students to try out for a spot as one of Kendrick Lamar's backup dancers at the Super Bowl halftime show.
So we were there for about 2 weeks doing practice at an off-site location from the stadium. And it was really confidential. We found out about different stuff in bits and pieces, really. But I'd say the week before is when we found out all the information, and everyone was so nice, and we all just were very excited because we're Kendrick fans, and we were really looking forward to this big opportunity.
Adia, a filmmaking student at Loyola University in New Orleans, grew up in Belize, attending Belize Elementary School and Belize Christian Academy. She stepped into the circle stage as one of the dancers, dressed head to toe in sleek black.
Yeah, at first I thought I was going to be really nervous because the minute we went into the stadium, it was a bunch of people, which I've never been in an environment like that before. But I honestly was really hyped and super excited, and just being there and having all the fans yell and scream and bring up the energy and feel as excited as we were in that moment, it was really awesome and so surreal.
Even though she didn't get to meet them face to face, Adia says one of the best parts of the night was the brief moments she shared with Kendrick Lamar and SZA. They made sure to show their appreciation for all the dancers' hard work.
The most fun part was learning all the hidden meanings and secrets in the Super Bowl the day before. That was really, really cool. And just like hearing Kendrick Lamar encourage us and say, thank you for being a part of the show, and just he acknowledged how hard we were working. That was the highlight of my entire year. I was so excited. But I did have a small moment with SZA though, because we had just finished and I was standing waiting for the next move, and she literally came right next to me, and everyone that was around me, we all were waving high and screaming. And she saw us and she waved high and she did like this.
Adia shares that her mom, who has always been her biggest supporter, pushed her to go for it and apply, even though Adia had doubts.
Yeah, I really hope everyone was inspired by this, because before I didn't even think that I would get a really big opportunity like this. It felt so surreal in my mind and insane to imagine. But despite that, I still did my best and I tried my best and I still applied. And because of that, I feel I was able to do that really big event. So I would just say for everyone watching that they should go after their dreams no matter what. And even if someone's impossible or, oh, you should do something else, don't listen to them. Listen to your heart and do what you want to do.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Up next, the Conquering Lion Academy dominating children's basketball.
We've transformed the health infrastructure. New polyclinics in Placentia and Belmopan are delivering world-class care to our southern and western communities. A state-of-the-art wing at the KHMH now offers specialized services for heart, kidney, and cancer care, reducing the need for costly overseas treatment. And on San Pedro, a groundbreaking new community hospital will provide comprehensive maternal and newborn services for growing families. Health facilities built for today and tomorrow.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, equal health for all.
At Belize Signs, we turn your ideas into reality. Whether it's billboards that command attention, banners that set the stage, or car decals that make a statement, we've got you covered. From lighted signs that shine in the darkest nights to magnetic signs that are easily interchangeable, we offer a wide range of options like billboards, banners, vehicle decals, lighted signs, magnetic signs, acrylic signs, metal signs, PVC signs, aluminum signs, vehicle wraps, vinyl prints, 3D lettering, awnings, wall murals, and a whole lot more. We're not just sign makers, we're brand enablers. Visit us today.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make your purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Belize City, Blue Creek, and Spanish Lookout on February 8th, 15th, and 22nd respectively. All participants will get free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love your Honda. It's all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
When we think of the economy, we often think of factories, markets, and technology. But one of the most crucial factors driving economic productivity is the health of a nation's workforce. Healthy individuals are more productive, take fewer sick days, and have a greater capacity to innovate. When people stay healthy, they contribute more effectively to the economy. Tune into the first episode of Pocket Plans with Rumil Arana on February 3rd, 2025.
a big part of sustainability is the livelihood of the people.
El agua es importante para nosotros, para la gente. Sin agua no es vida. Pero hoy que tenemos agua las 24 horas, somos felices. Con agua, todo es una vida.
The 3 communities now have access to quality and quantity of water that they didn't have before. Having a rehabilitated system that, for example, can ensure that even while you have these disasters, flood events that will last from a week to 2, that you still have a continuous supply of water, quality water. Health is one of the basic elements that we need. And these communities, again, because they're remote, they don't have access to 24-hour services. Having a polyclinic with 24-hour service addresses the issue of basic health services to the wide population of communities.
El proyecto solar también el benefició bastante porque ahora antes el cobro de luz venía de $1,050 a $800 y ahora ya normalizó como 3 meses, estamos pagando $500 o 530 es lo más. Sé que hay varias personas, varias organizaciones que ayudaron y de parte de la aldea de Bilbao, pues todos estamos agradecidos. Gracias por todo lo que hicieron en la aldea.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you. I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smart or no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Good night and welcome to another edition of Sports Monday. I am Paul Lopez. Making it to the NBA is every young basketball player's ultimate dream, and it all begins with early training. Daniel Brackett, a resident of Crooked Tree and a dedicated basketball coach, left his full-time teaching job to help kids learn the basics of basketball through the Conquering Lions Academy. His passion and commitment are inspiring the next generation of athletes.
I was a teacher at the Crooked Tree Government School, and so I was always working with kids, and I always had this passion to work with kids, but while I was teaching, like, even though I was working with kids, I am still never felt like I was living out my purpose.
Sometimes when they're angry, I just want to play ball or do something to take it off of my mind.
Help.
Sometimes.
At the Conquering Lions Academy, it's not just about learning defensive and offensive skills. There are important life skills to be learned, and Coach Brackett knows this well. He often starts his workout sessions by inspiring his players with a Bible verse and a word of prayer, setting a positive tone for the day.
This is our Bible verse that we're women do that camp for everyone. God has not given us a spirit of
fear.
Say it.
Fear.
But he
has given us a spirit of sound mind, love, and bravery.
God has not given us a spirit of fear, right? But love, power, and sound mind, right? So that is the mindset that we supposed to go up on this court with. That we not supposed to be fearful because we serve God, and we know that God not give you a spirit of fear. It is really challenging because each child come from a different background, you know. Then also some of them are challenged with certain I don't know what's the terminology, because you know we do have some kids with ADHD as well, you know, so they are very hyperactive, you know. So I try find ways on how to keep them engaged in the workout and keep them focused.
The Conquering Lions Academy and Coach Brackett are starting to see the rewards of their hard work. They've become one of the top basketball teams in the 6 to 14 age group, remaining undefeated in several tournaments. Interestingly, the team has only one female player, Kenya Gillett. With no female team or tournaments available, Kenya competes with the boys and she's not intimidated at all. She doesn't see herself at a disadvantage and holds her own on the court.
It feels good because sometimes I beat them.
I understand from your coach that you are one of the most disciplined players on this team. Why is it important for you to be disciplined?
Because when the coach says something, I have to listen.
When the coach says something, you have to listen. And where does that get you, or what does that do for you?
When you listen, you get to play better and do better stuff.
Teamwork is one of the most important lessons taught at the Conquering Lions Academy. They've built a culture that values the contributions of every team member, from the oldest players to the youngest, who are just 6 years old. Everyone's efforts are recognized and appreciated, creating a supportive and inclusive environment.
How you could play by other places, when you grow up you could be a star of basketball and you could sign autographs. I like about you could have fun and enjoy your time, and then one day you can be a star and you can win the championship.
Do you have a basketball player that you look up to?
Luka Doncic.
Who?
Luka Doncic.
You look up to Luka, so you like that Luka is at the Lakers now?
Not really.
Today was an extremely hot day for basketball. Without cover over the basketball court, training must take place without any relief from the heat except during breaks, which must be taken frequently. Before the Conquering Lions Academy came along, structured basketball training in Crooked Tree Village was almost unheard of. The academy has filled that gap, but it's not without its expenses. The dedication to providing quality training comes with significant costs, but the impact on the community has been invaluable.
I will be honest with you, it's a bit challenging, It's I stopped my 9 to 5, well my 8 to 5, well 8 to 3 as a teacher, I stopped my job and I came to do this, and I haven't gotten the support as I would want, but I must say there's a lot of people who support any way they can, like for example with the water that we use today, I have to take that money out of my pocket, so then also for the basketball, we need more basketball gears, there's a reason why other countries are way ahead of us, because they have the right equipment and they have everything needed in order for their players to strive in the sport. So yes, with in terms of the funding, what I do to try to receive an income, I charge monthly. I charge $70 a month for each kid. But to be honest, not everybody are able to afford that. You know what I mean?
Turn them back.
No, I don't turn them back.
The Conquering Lions are scheduled to play in the Pee Wee Invitational Valentine Edition this coming weekend. Switching gears from basketball to football, the Albion Strikers faced off against the Goal-Getters on Saturday in the Under-15 female football tournament at Berger Field. The standout player was Trenice Amaya of the Albion Strikers, who scored 4 of her team's 5 goals, with the 5th goal coming from Demika Jones. The Goal-Getters managed to score 1 goal thanks to Shalane Hazel. On the regional front, Belizean athletes had a stellar weekend. Several track and field athletes traveled to Mexico for a World Athletics Sanction event and are returning home with an impressive 10 medals, 7 of which are gold. It's a fantastic start to 2025 for Belize athletics. Meanwhile, Belize's male under-17 national team is also in Mexico, competing in the CONCACAF qualifier games. They had a strong showing on Friday, defeating Dominica with a score of 7-0, but fell to Nicaragua on Sunday 1-0. They're gearing up to play against Mexico on Tuesday. Well, folks, that's all we have for you in tonight's coverage of Sports Monday. Catch you in the next one.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.